1076. Oh. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Text 6, huh? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 70, Lord Krishna's daily activities. Text 6. Ata apluto ambasi amale yatha vidhi. Yatha pluto ambasi amale yatha vidhi. Ata pluto ambasi amale yatha vidhi. Kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi. Kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi. Chakara sandhyo pagamati sattamo. Chakara sandhyo pagamati sattamo. Utanalo brahma jajapa vagyataha. Utanalo brahma jajapa vagyataha. Ataplutam vasyamale yatha vidhi. Kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi. Kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi. Chakara sandhyo upagamadi sattamo. Utanalo brahma jajapa vagyataha. Ataplutam vasyamale yatha vidhi. Kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi. Chakara sandhyo upagamadi sattamo. Utanalo brahma jajape vagyataha. Chakara Sandhyo Pagamadi Sattamo Utamara Brahma Jajapa Vagyataha Mothers, Atapluto ambasi amale yatha vidihi kriya kalapam paridaya vasasi chakara sandhya upagamadi sattamo utanalo brahma jajapayagyataha. Atha, then, aplutaha, having bathed, ambasi, in water, amale, pure, yata vidihi, according to Vedic rituals, kriya of rituals, kalapam, the entire sequence, paridaya, after dressing, vasasi, in lower and upper garments, chakara, he executed, Sandhya upagama, worship at dawn, adi, and so on. Sattamaha, the most saintly of personalities, uta, having offered oblations, analaha, to the sacred fire, Brahma, the mantra of the Vedas, namely Gayatri, Jajapa, he chanted quietly, Va, speech, Yataha, controlling. Translation. That most saintly of personalities would then bathe in sanctified water, dress himself in lower and upper garments, and perform the entire sequence of prescribed rituals, beginning with worship at dawn. After offering oblations into the sacred fire, Lord Krishna would silently chant the Gayatri mantra. Please repeat. That most saintly of personalities, Lord Sri Krishna, would then bathe in the same sanctified water, dress himself in lower and upper garments, and perform the entire sequence of prescribed rituals, beginning with worship at dawn. After offering oblations into the sacred fire, Lord Krishna would silently chant the Gayatri mantra. Purport. Sridhar Swami points out that since Lord Krishna was in the disciplic succession from Kanva Muni, he offered oblations to the fire before sunrise. Then he chanted the Gayatri mantra. Text 7 and 9. 7, 8, 9. Each day the Lord worshipped the rising sun and propitiated the demigod sages and forefathers, who are all his expansions. The self-possessed Lord would then carefully worship his elders and the Brahmanas. To those well-attired Brahmanas, he would offer herds of tame and peaceful cows with gold-plated horns and pearl necklaces. These cows were also dressed in fine cloth, and the fronts of their hooves were plated with silver. providers of abundant milk, they had each given birth only once and were accompanied by their calves. Daily the Lord gave many groups of 13,084 cows to the learned Brahmanas, together with linen, deerskin and sesame seeds. Purport. Sridhar Swami quotes several Vedic scriptures to show that in the context of Vedic ritual, the word Badwa here refers to 13,084 cows. The words Badvam Badvam Dine Dine indicate that Lord Krishna would give the learned Brahmanas many such groups of cows on a daily basis. Sridhar Swami further gives evidence that the usual practice for great saintly kings in previous ages was to give 107 such Badwa or groups of 13,000 cows. Thus the total number of cows in the sacrifice known as Manichara is 14 lakhs or 1,40,000. The words Alankritebhyo Viprebhya indicate that in Lord Krishna's kingdom, the Brahmanas were given nice clothes and ornaments and were thus well attired. In Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada writes with striking and profound insight on these pastimes of Lord Krishna. The reader is strongly urged to study this book, which contains an invaluable wealth of information and commentary on the pastimes described in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Our humble attempt here can never equal the consummate purity and skill of our great master. Still, as a service offered at the lotus feet, we are simply presenting the original Sanskrit text of the 10th canto, word for meanings, a clear translation and essential commentary. For the most part, even these commentaries are based on the statements of great spiritual masters in our line. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desetarine Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sapratantikam Vancha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this verse, daily activities that Lord Krishna adopted to set an example for mankind are being described. And there are many, many important words here. One is that when he took bath, he followed all the Vedic rituals. For doing what? For taking bath. Do we do Vedic rituals when we take bath? You just go there, soap, run out. But even when I was young, which was 70 years ago, then in our houses, taking bath was not like that. There will be a nice silver plate or a golden plate. We never ate in anything less than silver or golden plate. Everybody. Nobody ate in a silver plate or, other than silver or golden plate. Did you eat in a golden plate? No? So we can see how India is degraded even in my own lifetime. And in that plate there will be haldi and kumkum powder and this and that and other things. And there will be heated little oil in which my mother will chant some mantras. Then she'll put little oil and some more mantras will be chanted. Then all these things will be kept in different places, chanting the names of Vishnu. Om Keshwaya Nama, Narayana Nama, Govindaya Nama, Vishnuvaya Nama, Madhusudana Nama, Trivikramaya Nama, Vamanaya Nama, Sridharaya Nama, Srikeshaya Nama, Padmanabhaya Nama, Damodaraya Nama, like that. And then we sit on we don't stand, and there is a little wooden plank in which we will sit, and she'll pour water. We will just take bath like that. So it had a lot of effect. It was not just internal and external purification was there. So Lord Krishna took bath according to Vedic rituals fully, setting example. This is, of course, 5,000 years ago. And it is described that he would then donate many, many groups of 13,000 cows, 13,084 cows. You see, there's 14 lakh cows every day he was giving. We not only now don't follow the Vedic rituals, we also break. Not we, at least the outside people, they are breaking this. Giving 14 lakh cows every day looks like a big number, isn't it? But actually, if you go to just one country like America, their population is, I don't know what, some 500 million or something like that. Anyway, it used to be 300 million when I went. That was 50 years ago. Now I think it might have 500 million or something like that. Did you check on the internet? No, it's not important. So 500 million people, all of them eat beef 3 times a day. Americans eat beef. Even Indian non-vegetarians, they'll maybe eat once or twice a week, once a day, I think. Isn't it? Nowadays, it might have increased. Olden times, they were not eating that much meat. They eat 3 times a day beef. So even if an average one American eats 1/10 of an animal, 500 million people, 50 million cows they're killing every day. That's only in America, 50 million cows. 50 million cows means 500 lakhs. This is only 5 crores, 500 lakhs. Here is 14 lakhs is nothing. They're killing so many. So they can believe that, but they won't believe this. They're killing 500 million. That's only in America. What about other places? So, Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita that one who gives up the Vedic rules and regulations, vartate kama karanat, na siddhim avapnoti, na shantim, na paramam gatim. Shastra vidhim utsrijya, one who gives up the Shastra vidhi. Shastra vidhi is there for everything. Manu Samhita, if you take, everything is described. Even if somebody wants to pick their nose, what should be the length of the stick with which you should pick your nose is described. For a Brahmana, of course. So, those kind of rules are there in everything, but Prabhupada said the rules are for human beings. So we are just born and grown up without following any rules, right or wrong, and also breaking as many rules as possible, isn't it? I used to say before, when people say I'm Indian or I'm Hindu or Muslim or Christian, they don't mean which religion they are following. They only mean according to which religion they are breaking the rules. Somebody says I'm Christian means I'm breaking rules according to Christianity. But that rule, this rule we can break because this is in Christianity. So, religion has got no meaning in modern times. We are irreligious people. What is that verse? Atma. Atma Ramasya Muneyo Nirgrande Urukrame Api. Atma Ramasya Muneyo. Atma Rama means those who are self-satisfied, who do not need satisfaction from the tongue, from the eyes, from the skin, isn't it? We need all these satisfactions because we are embodied. So Atma Ramasya Muneyo, those who are actually on the platform of spirit to enjoy, and Nirgrando Api, and Nirgranda means, two meanings are there. Nir means without, Grantha means Vedic rituals, literatures. Nirgrantha means those who don't have to follow the Vedic rituals because they are beyond that, and also those who do not and cannot follow. Nirgrando api, and so both for those who are self-realized and for those who don't even care for Vedic religion means Vedas, for both of them, Urukrama, the activities of the Lord are greatly attractive. So, this Bhagavatam is meant for Nirmatsaranam Param, those who are completely free of envy. How to become free of envy? We will see that. If I forget, you remind me. So the main point is that Krishna's activities are attracting even the liberated people. And they are also attracting totally uneducated fools. Isn't it? Narottam Das Thakur sings, She Pashu Durachar. These Kali Yuga people are like animals and full of bad qualities. So Krishna is coming, he is saying that when I come in the Avajananti mam muda manushim tanum ashritam ajanato param bhavam mama bhuta maheshwaram, or something like that. You follow? Ram Rup is my Wikipedia. Whenever I want to forget some sloka, I will ask him. So, the point is that Avajananti ma muda, Krishna says that when I come in the human form, human-like form rather, not human form, then people think I'm a human being. What does he mean by that? Do you know? Because Krishna's body is Chinmaya. Chinmaya means full of spirit. Therefore, his body does not have blood, bone, and all of that. A long time ago, I used to give the example that imagine there is a puppet show and a lot of puppets which are 5 feet, 6 feet tall. These are puppets. They're not, and they're acting like this and this and this. And in between, a real person also comes and acts. He's not a puppet. So in this, first of all, so in this material world, all these bodies are dead things. The body is never living and the soul is never dead. The idea of a living body is like a moving car. The car is also like a piece of wood, it cannot move. So moving car doesn't mean anything. It just means that somebody is moving through the car. The car doesn't know it. So, what am I saying? Getting tired already. Kya ho gaya? I was saying something. What was I saying? So Krishna's body is Chinmaya and our body is Stulmaya. Isn't it? It's full of blood, bone and stool and urine. And so when Krishna comes to act, it is his mercy. Similarly, when Srila Prabhupada comes, his body is also Chinmaya. Gurushu Naramati. It is meant for, Prabhupada writes that acharyas come from only two classes, gopis and gopas. Even in the spiritual world, they don't come from other relationships, acharyas. And even then, highly experienced personalities. See? It's not all random. So, in the purport, they are saying that we can only present things and point out that you should read Prabhupada's commentary. The same thing, we cannot preach like Prabhupada, we can only preach with that humble attempt to make people interested to hear and follow Prabhupada. Anyways, so Krishna's body is spirit and Prabhupada's body is also spirit. And we, the conditioned souls, what are we doing? We know? In the Bhagavatam class, what happens? Sometimes? So the souls are sleeping. Lord Chaitanya says, Jeev jago, Gaura Chanda bole. Wake up, sleeping soul. And the Upanishads also say, Uttishta jagrada prapya varan nibodhata. Arise and awake. So, although we think we are awake, we are sleeping. That is not so easy to understand. Very difficult to understand because the soul is connected to the subtle body and the subtle body is spinning the gross body and all activities are like that connected and every soul is alone in the material world. Try to understand this point. You are alone, you the soul. And the idea that you have that I'm living in a community of people, I'm talking to them, everybody has, but each is private. So Lord Kapila says in the Bhagavatam that every soul comes alone and goes back alone. The Hindus also are very good in saying that. हम अकेले आते हैं, अकेले जाएंगे. But बीच में लोग के साथ नहीं, बीच में भी अकेला. It is not only coming akela, going akela, but so if you want to become a yogi, you have to realize this. No more external consciousness. But to come to that, you have to dovetail whatever you think is you and yours. Aham mameti. That must be dovetailed seriously to the satisfaction of your service authority in devotional service. You can't do devotional service according to your own whims, you see. So even when Srila Prabhupada comes, he can see millions and billions and trillions of souls sleeping. And the bodies are all dancing, talking. He is watching from his transcendental perspective. Everybody is asleep. And he is preaching. But each soul, in his sleep, through his subtle and gross bodies, is relating to Prabhupada. That is very different from each of us relating also, where we don't even know the other person exists. It's all very difficult, but this is fact. At least we should hear it. In human life, one should be at least willing to hear this, although we may not realize it. And one should feel, I hope I can realize it. So, these are all beginning stages of spiritual life, to realize such things. They're not advanced, although for a Mayavadi, it is very advanced. Because when we become, therefore, that is said, there are 3 stages of self-realization. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdyate. So these are not just for speaking. Unless you have reached the Brahman platform, they cannot go further. So although it is a fact that we understand Krishna is the Supreme, and although it is a fact that you are worshipping Krishna in order to get love of God and go to Goloka, you must become Brahman realized in the process, otherwise you cannot go further. Except that we are not following a separate process for liberation and another process for after liberation. Sadhana and Sandhya are one and the same. But the stages are there. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. He says, Brahma bhuta and greater than Brahma bhuta is bhakti. So bhakti is the feeling that the Brahma bhuta gets. Are you following? What is bhakti? It is the feeling that a Brahma bhuta gets. So if you are not Brahma bhuta, can you get bhakti? No. Therefore you should think, I should actually become a bhakta. Those who are in saffron, they think, no, I was a bhakta. Why? I said, no, I was a bhakta, Prabhu. Now I am not a bhakta. What happened? No. Isn't it? We have to become bhakta. Once in an airport, all the devotees were surrounding Prabhupada. He was to take the plane. And the airport authorities came and complained, "You are making so much sound and so much disturbance, nobody can go. So can just a few of your people stay with your guru and the rest can go outside the place." In the olden days, the airport was freely available at the gates and all that. So then somebody stood up on a chair and shouted, one senior devotee, "All devotees, please leave this gate area. Please go away, and only, few people will stay here. All devotees, please go away." So everybody got up and left, and Prabhupada also left. They said, "Prabhupada, not you." Prabhupada said, "Oh, I thought they said all devotees." We may not do that. He's thinking like that. So it is not that we should think, I'm not a bhakta. They are a bhakta, new bhakta, right? See? They think like, he's a bhakta, Prabhu. What are you? Oh, I'm not a bhakta. I see. That's called progress? Yeah. So, bhakti is the feeling that the soul gets when he is Brahman realized. That's the beginning of bhakti. Mad bhaktim labate param. And the same feelings that the soul is capable of That is in Vedanta Sutra, right? What is the second verse of the Vedanta Sutra? Anandamayo Abhyasat. Anandamayo Abhyasat means the soul is full of feelings. That is called soul. Suppose you beat this piece of wood, it doesn't say, why did you beat me? But somebody beats me and say, why did you do that? Can feel. Of course, this is a perverted feeling, but it's an example. So the soul, the same soul who is capable of all those feelings, when he is actually in the material world, whatever he feels is called Vishaya, Indriya Priti. So to go from Indriya Priti, Vishaya Bhoga, to Bhakti requires becoming Brahman realized, Brahma Bhuta. Very important. That is actually the purpose of first and second initiation, to become Brahma Bhuta. So Krishna is in the material world, is performing activities to set example, but he is Chinmaya. And Prabhupada is performing activities to set example, is Acharya, but he is Chinmaya. But I imagine I am acting this and that is Maya, not Chinmaya. Maya, you can say. So, such persons who are Maya, in Brahma Bhuta, what happened? There is a Vaishnava Brahma Bhuta and there is a Mayavadi Brahma Bhuta. Let us not worry about the Mayavadi conception. They are separate. They have their own philosophy. It's also very deep. It's also very consistent. It's also a part of Vedas, but it's very Krishna Aparadi. Mayavadi, Krishna Aparadi. So we won't worry about that. Their Brahman realization and our Brahman realization is not one and the same. So the devotee, when he is Brahman realized, I'm saying in order to understand this verse where Krishna is taking bath, you have to know all of this. You have to become realized. Otherwise it's not possible. Following? Are you following? Useful or not useful? Useful or not useful? Boring. This is bhakti. The process of bhakti involves becoming first Brahman realized. So, when you become Brahman realized, then you realize that all these bodies, not only this, everything, you realize, is a product of the material energy, and therefore, it is in one sense Krishna, not me. Are you following? Just like if you are renting a house, you are not the owner. Are you following? Similarly, you understand these bodies are not, and this body is not me, that those bodies are not me, then whose are they? They are Krishna's. And Krishna's energies are non-different. Therefore, he realizes that Krishna is the one who is acting everything. Somebody is praising me, that is Krishna. Somebody is blaming me, that is also, it's a very, I'm not going in details, but it will appear like my philosophy, but it's Vaishnava philosophy. If you read Rahugana Samvad, Jadabharati is saying that this palanquin, the palanquin carriers, the kings, all these are bodies. There is no reason why you should particularly identify with the king body. You can also identify with the palanquin carrier. See, it's a very high philosophy. But if you don't even know these things, it's all in the Bhagavatam, and you simply think like, oh, that's Mayavadi philosophy, it's nonsense, and no. Srila Prabhupada in one morning walk said, the Mayavadis must be given credit that at least they have figured out this world is a complete illusion. So when the Mayavadis say that all these eyes are illusion, they are wrong or they are correct? Huh? Hello? He is looking there so that he can answer. No question is for you. They are wrong or right when Mayavadis say all the eyes are illusion? Wrong or right? Quick. Huh? Wrong. How many say wrong? Put your hands up. That there are no individual eyes, They are correct materially. Their mistake is that they think that beyond this false eye, there is no real eye. That's their mistake. But they have realized that all these individual eyes is a false distinction. And like them, the Vaishnavas also have to overcome that. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. They are all upadis. Tatparatvena nirmalam. Then you actually serve Krishna as a spirit soul. That eye is there. Nasate vidyate bhavo. No, not that verse. What is that verse? Me, my kings and all. Natvevaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipa nachaiva. So Krishna says, none of us are ever non-existing. At the same time, he says this body is temporary, kill it. So the distinction Prabhupada points out in the purport, it's not based on the body. Prabhupada says Krishna cannot be making a conventional proposition based on the body, having just now condemned bodily consciousness. So he cannot be saying we all the kings and all of us are eternal, because the body is not eternal. Therefore, the individuality is there beyond the body, and the individuality based on subtle and gross bodies is a false thing. So when Krishna came 5,000 years ago, Krishna is real. And when Prabhupada came, 100 years ago, that Prabhupada is real. This is why we worship the Acharya, we worship Prabhupada and Krishna. So, imagine what is Prabhupada's vision. He is preaching in a field, a smashan-like field where everybody is nearly dead and sleeping. And he used to wake them up by preaching. And then in the bodies are all jumping up and down due to karma and acting on their own way. Prabhupada is not bothered about what these bodies do. But out of his mercy, he accepts that. But the point of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord is to make you try to come to the platform of Krishna's pastimes are so potent, Srila Prabhupada's pastimes are so potent that simply by hearing them, we can actually come to this spiritual platform. But you must come. We must come. So Prabhupada, so even when Krishna came, the whole world did not take up Krishna consciousness. They did not become awakened. But when Prabhupada came and left his, books and he is himself present personally, then the world is undergoing a fantastic transformation. We should understand what is this movement. We are not important, as this says in the purport. We cannot write anything ourselves originally. That's a fact. It's the same thing, everything. It's the same thing. So Prabhupada is the person who is preaching. We are not to think that we are preaching. Sometimes it is said, ISKCON is a preaching movement. Nonsense. How can you preach? We're not qualified. Advaita Acharya himself said, I cannot preach. The only person who can make people chant Krishna's name is Krishna. So Advaita Acharya said, Krishna, you please come. He is Mahavishnu himself. So we can hear that we should chant from authorized source, and we chant. But we are not chanting purely. That only Krishna and his nominated representative, Srila Prabhupada, bona fide Acharya, can make us chant purely. Are you following? From this chanting, this is the beginning. Atha Sri Krishna Namavadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyahi Sevan Mukhehi Jigvadav. Beginning with the tongue, we start. But we have to come to the platform of pure chanting. That is to be done. The preaching is done by them. So we can go and tell people, chant Hare Krishna, and they must also just chanting. But that is the beginning process. You understand? By preaching, we mean we make people chant Krishna's name purely. To the extent we are also helping in that process by telling people chant Hare Krishna and read Prabhupada's books and associate with Prabhupada, that we don't say. They don't even know that, how to associate with Prabhupada. But when we say all those things, then they can perhaps come to the platform of chanting purely. That's not in our hands. So we are an instrument. Are you following? Or not following? So the preachers are Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada, and we are simply assistants. But to become better and better assistants, we must take their association through Bhagavatam and by our holy name and by all this process of chanting and dancing and taking prasadam and going out and, says, spreading the word. Yare deko tare kaho Krishna Upadesh, not your Upadesh. There's no point in me giving some big bhashan. Krishna Upadesh, whoever gives, that will go in the heart. And whoever has reached the Brahman platform, to whatever extent, such people, when they speak, there will be some effect. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Movement. Movement means moving, not just one place. Moving every day in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness movement, you have to go. We have to go. So I'm trying to emphasize the point. They have put that thing, I can't see the time. Oh, I can see here. Kitna time hai? 10 minutes hai abhi, baki. 9 o'clock stop. So, Krishna consciousness is a process. And in this process, you must remember, it's a transcendental thing. We are completely in mundane platform. How can we appreciate? You see? It makes one sound. Makes another sound. Similarly, depending on different modes of nature, the subtle body and the gross body respond differently to the same thing. I am putting the same. Sound is here. Different. Same. Force I am applying. Like that, the same material inputs to different subtle and gross bodies will give different reactions. Do you go somebody and tell somebody Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he will say, train pakadne ka. And if somebody else might say, why are you saying that? I worship Shiva. Somebody else might say, really? Tell me more. Same. So this external field of interactions will interact to both transcendental and material sounds differently because of the modes of nature. It is very bewildering. In many layers deep and many lifetimes we have acquired it. In this life, you can go back. You can overcome it. Provided, somebody said recently, if I just chant Hare Krishna, is that enough? Will I go back to Godhead? Why would you go back to Godhead? You mean to say there is no standard? No, I chant Hare Krishna, I try to follow the regular principle, I do this. So, then what? Is it good enough? No. If you do them good enough, it is good enough. Not that I just do it whatever I want, that is good enough. Are you following? Suppose I said you do and this, and then you can join the college. So I've gone to college, I'm going to class, is it good enough? No, it depends. If you're going to class good enough, then it's good enough. If you're going, sitting, hearing. So do not discount. Right? What I'm saying is right, Ramru? You have to do your part. And if you don't know what is your part, then the process will take a long time. Bahukoti kale. Chaitanya Charitamrita says. Therefore, having come to Krishna consciousness, we must not waste our life. So the process of Bhagavatam, so once these people become, I said, remind me about how to become free of envy. So once you understand from the Brahmabhuta platform that what Prabhupada wrote, I remember when I was working way back, 78 or something in General Motors. Then one lunch, I was hearing, I think, a tape of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said that one should know, one should trace out the attraction one feels when one sees a woman. It is meant for men who would go to the forest, the Shastras, therefore women is said. But the same for women also. One should trace out this attraction to Lord Vishnu. I remember thinking at that time, wow, how are you going to see an attractive girl and then trace it to Vishnu? I could understand what is the position of Prabhupada, how he sees everything. Vasudevam sarvam iti, he is giving a practical example. So when you progress in the Brahman platform, when you realize more and more that all these mechanical devices called bodies are acting, then you can see it is all Krishna, all the bodies are acting according to Krishna's will. Maya Adhyakshena Parvati Suyate Characharam. This is the beginning of transcendental vision. At that time, one sees that everything is being done by Krishna for the well-being of every soul. What is that verse Krishna says? Suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santim vachati. What are the first two lines? Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santim vachati. These are practical things. Simply sitting and talking nonsense, this is not going to help you. You follow? This is spiritual life. You have to become Brahma Bhuta. That's the first stage of chanting Hare Krishna. So when you become Brahma Bhuta and you see all these bodies jumping up and down, talking this, that, everything is Krishna's thing, then you understand Krishna is doing this for everybody's benefit, and Shantim Ruchati, then you become peaceful. So at that time, you become Nirmatsara, you become non-envious. That's the beginning. Nirmatsaranam Param. Of such people, the Param, the topmost are the ones who have developed prema. And Bhagavatam is for them. So Krishna came 5,000 years ago and performed these activities. And they are actually on the platform of the spirit. Chaitanya. Chit. Chaitanya. So the activities of Krishna are Chaitanya Charita. And they are Amrita. They are nectarian. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya's pastimes are also called Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you open Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the very first paragraph, Prabhupada writes, introduction, that the immortal soul's immortal activities are displayed by Lord Chaitanya. So Chaitanya Charita, the immortal activities of the immortal soul, Amrita, immortal. Now, how are we to go towards this Brahman realization? How are we to know we are progressing in Brahman realization? Because Krishna consciousness is a science. You see? Suppose I just throw this on you, and you'll feel some pain, right? The pain is coming from this object or from you, the feeling of pain. Does this have pain? Isn't it? But suppose I put my hand in your pocket and afterwards in your pocket you see 100 rupees. The money came from me or from you? From me, right? So in one case, I'm interacting with you, the money is coming from me. But in this case, you are interacting, but the feeling is coming from you. That is the difference between matter and spirit. If you are interacting with Krishna, whatever you experience is coming from Krishna. But if you interact with matter, whatever you experience is coming from you, illusion. Following or not following? No? Why not? Because this has to be explained from basic, but this is science. Similarly, what is this color? This is the color is coming from the object or you? That is illusion. So as long as you think this object is white, you are not Brahma-bhuta. This is the first stage. When you understand the Pancha-bhuta, you will understand all these things. That is the work of the institute. The institute is not meant for people to make people chant Hare Krishna. Of course, we have to chant Hare Krishna, but it is meant for those who will not chant Hare Krishna. How to teach them Krishna consciousness. But it is also for, Prabhupada said, for those who come to the temple. It's not that we should remain fools and they will know all these things. So this is very important knowledge. What is it? That is a great science behind this. I cannot, for that separately I have to give class. But so, Brahma-bhuta, why is this Sankhya being discussed? Because Bhagavatam is describing Sankhya so that you can know that whatever way you are seeing this world is not the way it is. Maya, that which it is not. That is the purpose of Sankhya. So many things are there. So, we may be completely absorbed in the bodily consciousness, and whatever the body is automatically doing under the aegis of the three modes of nature, we may feel that I am doing according to my will. I am preaching, I am going here, I am collecting funds, I am preaching, I am distributing books, I am distributing prasadam. You may think like that. But Krishna says, Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Bewildered by false ego, but means false ego is one material element, all material elements, subtle and gross bodies. Bewildered by that, we are thinking. But that is also accepted as service by Krishna and Prabhupada. And we get result. But we should not think that this is this type permanent platform. I just keep on doing this. No. Life will be gone. And you'll go to heavenly planets. But Krishna consciousness will be missed because we are supposed to overcome material nature. And it is not possible without the help of those who are free from it, namely Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So, these are some thoughts about this. More can be said. Any questions or comments? Now, whatever questions all you have, ask in the class, because I see afterwards people come and ask. That's not good. Better in the class, because in the class when you ask question, you will get philosophical answers, not for you. But afterwards, if you come and ask, the answers will be for you and you will get sauce.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for new points, enlightening. Srila Prabhupada writes, I think in Chatushloki Bhagavatam, that section, Krishna is the absolute truth. So this universe is coming from Krishna. So how it can be, how can unreal thing come from truth? How do we understand?
He is asking the question that if Krishna is the ultimate truth, then how can real things, unreal things can come out of real? There are so many answers for that. So many answers. One simple answer I used to give, which you also know, all of you know, is that sun is a fireball, right? In sun there is no shadow. But if you stand against the sun, there is shadow. So you can create shadow in interaction with the sun, but there is no shadow in the sun. Like that, we can create good and evil in the relative world, but they are not in Krishna. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, I am the source of, know that I am the source of both good and evil. In the sense that it is from sun, light comes and darkness comes. But in sun, there is no darkness. That's a simple thing. But absolute truth means what? Satyam param dhimahi. If you are to use one word to explain what is absolute truth, other than Krishna, what will that be? That word is, absolute truth is a person. We don't have a concept of truth as a person. Persons speak truth. But we don't think that the person is truth. Correct? But Krishna is the truth. Not only truth, absolute truth. Because the individual souls are also as persons truth. So, Krishna is the supreme person, and person is energetic, Shaktiman, and he has got Shaktis. Parasya Shaktir Vividhavis Ruyate. So, one type of energy, this is another answer for the same question. One type of energy is, it is made matter. It is actually, Krishna is only spirit. But something is made to be matter. Exactly like when we were children, when I was a child, very young, there was no theatres. Did you know that? There are no theatres. Only there is touring talkies. So there will be a touring talkies, and they will just move it from one place to another, 20 villages. After some time, they will go to another place. So, anyway, the same way, even the theatres. So, in order to make for you to enjoy a movie, you should actually make a theatre first, a building. And in the building, it should be dark. In the dark, then on the screen, when the light is put, you can enjoy the movie as if that's the main thing. No other thing is disturbing, right? Are you following or not? Similarly, one corner of the spiritual world, a theater is made. That's called matter, Mahat Tattva. It is by its nature dark. Om Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Once you come inside this tamas, the Vedas are saying, don't stay here. Tiga, kuch na kuch, you can there see some theater movies. You go. It's a theater complex with millions of movie theaters, millions of movies. Endless wheel going on. So within that Mahat Tattva theater, it's made dark. Because without darkness, there's no show cannot be appealing. Then the show is made, that is creation, that is described in the Bhagavatam. How the elements are made. The elements become bright. Elements become bright. Everybody is bright in the material elements also. If your body was not bright, I won't be seeing it. Suppose if we are of the same brightness as the rest of the background, you won't be seen. But we see people. So even material bodies have brightness. It's all a science. I'm just giving it in summary form. So this material world is created like that. That is why it's unreal. But it's made of the same spiritual world. Whatever the normal world is, the theater is made of the same elements. So the same spirit becomes matter. You see? Therefore, it is described in Rig Veda. Vishnostu trini rupani purushakyani ato viduhu ekanto mahato srishtir. There are three kinds of Vishnus, and the first Vishnu is creating Mahat. Even Krishna does not directly create matter. So the job of Mahavishnu is to create Mahat Tattva, matter, the theater. And inside the theater, it's very dark, he comes. And in the theater, because as soon as it becomes dark, it's very hot. Isn't it? If you go inside a theater, there's no AC, it's dark by nature, it's closed space. And as soon as it is dark, Mahavishnu is profusely perspiring. And the perspiration becomes an ocean, causal ocean. And in the causal ocean, he lies down. It's all there. We cannot understand such thing. We don't even understand basic points here. We are simply thinking this movie is real. If I tell you this is not white, this is what you're huh? We never heard this before. It is there. Where did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said everything you don't know. Anyways, so we don't know anything. But this knowledge is there in the Bhagavatam fully, in the first canto, second canto, third canto. So reality, unreality is made out of reality by Mahavishnu. That's the answer.
I didn't understand how the soul is alone while living in this world.
Yeah, that's the nature of this world. For that, he is asking, how did you say the soul is alone? You see? That's because our consciousness is external. We are dealing with so many people. That's what we think. I'm temple president. Isn't it? Right? So then we're thinking, I have to, do this, deal with people. Everybody is dealing. I'm just joking, but everybody is dealing. In that consciousness, it's impossible to know about the world. Suppose you're watching a movie. You're watching a movie. In the movie, a man is going inside the bank and he's, stealing in the bank. And then, a policeman comes there in his car and he stops and he goes. And you are absorbed in that whole thing. Then somebody is telling you that, this is just a light falling on a film and the film is running and it's falling on the screen. Then they will ask, where is that screen? Where is the projector? I don't see it there. I see the bank I see the car. No, no, all that is produced by this. So as long as you are absorbed in the idea of the movie, the truth about the movie you will tend to look for in the movie itself. If you say Krishna is there, they'll say, where is Krishna? I only see the bank, I see this three robber, I see the hero. Where is Krishna? No, you fool. You are also not there and Krishna is right next to you. You have to see here. No, 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 you show me there. No. And Krishna is so kind, he also comes inside. That's what I began with. Inside the movie also he comes, but he's real. So every person who is seeing the movie is alone. That's not this person, that's the soul. Every soul, the souls are actually sitting on the rim of the Mahat Tattva. That is described in the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. You see? Just like in the theater, people are sitting in the audience. And in that theater, then it starts boiling. Mahat Tattva is boiling. Then, slowly, slowly, the elements are coming and everything is forming. It's a great science. And everybody is thinking that I am doing this. I used to give the example. Just like the child wants to drive the motorcycle, like the father. But he cannot. But he has got two problems. One is that he wants to drive the motorcycle. And second, he thinks he can. Father is driving, I can also drive. No, let me drive. Father says, okay. And he puts him on the motorbike. He says, very good, now you hold this thing here. And now kickstart. And he will just kick his leg in the air. There's nothing happening. The father will kickstart. Wow, very good. Now increase the speed. He'll do like that. He doesn't know. The father will do. And now slowly you go. Very good. Now you want to go left or right? Left. Okay, then you turn it left. He doesn't know what, and he'll turn it. Very good, very good. So he thinks I'm doing. But if he just looks a little bit, if he's a little intelligent, if he gives up this idea that I can drive the motorcycle, and if he looks a little bit, he will see his father is driving, not me. So even a little bit, if we wake up, we can see everything is done by Krishna. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate characharam. But we can't see that. But we think we are devotees. We are very, very busy, absorbed in all our activities. Prabhupada said, you just do all these things, you'll go back to Godhead. Exactly. That's what he said. But there's a process by which you have to know. You follow what I'm saying? So this thing is a material world. You are alone. That is to be realized. I mean, so the Mayavadis think when they are liberated, they are alone. But the gopis are also alone. They don't know. They only see Krishna everywhere. They don't even see each other. But they are dealing with each other. So everything is very great. This is also like that, but it's unreal. Does it make sense what I'm saying? I'm giving a summary platform, more to be said. Any other questions or comments?
You quoted this Brahmabhuta Prasannatmana Shochatina Kamshati. Like Srila Prabhupada writes in 3rd canto, 25th chapter, that simply by standing in front of the deities every day,
Simply by?
Standing in front of the deities every day, even a neophyte devotee becomes liberated imperceptibly,
Right.
means without his knowledge. So you are saying that only after Brahmabhuta platform we get bhakti. But it is mentioned there that parabhakti. So what we are doing, what it is called?
No, that's all. See, if you want, you can think this is also bhakti. And you can also think this is the highest. You can also think I am the greatest, I am the highest, we are the best, everybody is a fool. Most classes are given like that, isn't it? Whole world, everybody is a fool, we are the greatest. But that is not like that anywhere in the universe. A process is given, you start the process, you are a beginner. Then we must accept I am a beginner. So, in the beginning, this is called Purascharya. It is the same thing. Previously, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha is same as Brahma Bhuta platform. These four are done by this platform, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Here, where is Dharma? I already said in the class, this is the age of sin. So, in this age, in any age in the material world, particularly in Kali Yuga, a chance is being given to directly act on that platform. That's a mercy. But we have to go through this process. We must overcome all these things, but without doing Dharma, Artha, Kama, only by doing Bhakti. But you must become free. So, that is why Prabhupada said there is unripe mango and ripe mango. So, this is also Bhakti, but if you simply think this is all I'm doing and it will become ripe on its own, and we commit offenses, and one of the offenses to continue to remain attached to the material world, then what will happen? Nothing will happen. Therefore, this has to be also taught. That your job is to overcome. We must do अपना side से जो कुछ करना है वो करने का पड़ेगा. Asat Sangha Tyagi, we must give up. It's a very important point. I mean, I don't have, I just usually come occasionally, I just give a class, and class is also, this is one of the most important points. What is it that we have to do from our side? I cannot do anything. No. You must come to the platform of saying, this is nonsense. I'm doing this for so long and nothing is happening. I'm chanting for 45 years. I have not got the taste. Have you got the taste for chanting? No, it's not yet there, right? So where is it? It's supposed to come imperceptibly. Kya ho raha hai? You must do your thing, which is that you must give up. Vishaya Acharya kabe suddha hobe mana samsara vasana kabe tucha hobe. It has to become tucha, just like, you spit. You don't worry, I lost some spit. So like tucha, you have to give it up. That effort you have to do. Now, how am I to do that? Because I don't know. I'm so attracted to this world. Everything is there. I enjoy being temple president. Not you. Sit down. I enjoy being temple commander. I enjoy being temple president. I enjoy being this, that. I enjoy being a big businessman. I'm just joking. But in the material world, I'm saying particularly temple president, since even in bhakti we may be having these things. We like things. You like to chant. You like to go and preach like that. You like, but you have to ask yourself, where is that liking coming from? It is coming from the modes of nature. What's the use? Prabhupada went to Vrindavan once, a disciple was missing. He asked, where is he? They said, he's in Radha-Kund. Prabhupada said, what is he doing in Radha-Kund? He said, I want to chant 64 once. I want to. Okay. As soon as that I is there, it's not devotional service. You have to do what the Acharya wants. That is not an ordinary platform. So this question must be there. Again, I'm giving it a summary platform because it's very important. You have to know how you are going to Asat Sangha Tyagi. If I'm just whatever I'm doing is not sufficient, that's something I have to do myself. What is it that I have to do? The soul. Then that answer is that you must become frustrated with material existence and want to give up. But I'm attracted to that material thing. Fine. Then are you at least, do you like to chant Hare Krishna? Every devotee says, yes, I like to. But are you always liking it? It is perfectly relishable. No, my mind is running. So many things it's doing. I'm also looking at that. So when you chant Hare Krishna, you give up. You become Asat Sangha Tyagi. That is why it is said, chanting of Hare Krishna is the most important. So chanting Hare Krishna is not simply, a casual process. You must actually chant very seriously. You must sit properly. Prabhupada says, sit properly. You must sit properly and you must chant, and you must actually say, I must chant such that I'm only chanting, I don't want anything else. That effort you have to put. For that, you have to become frustrated in chanting. Without that, there's no way you can. You do everything and still you have not got the taste for chanting. Then only you realize, I must give up everything. And otherwise, we think I'm chanting greatly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Ram Hare. No. Ekadasi, I chant 25 rounds. Sometimes I'll chant. I used to chant 194 rounds for Ekadasi. Nothing happened. Kuch nahi hua. So when you chant Hare Krishna, you must get this discomfort in the dissatisfaction. I don't want to listen to this mind and other things. Because you should know this is your nature. If somebody puts you, I gave this example before, if I put you in the swimming pool, you don't know how to swim, right? Your nature is to go to the bottom and stand on the floor, because that's what you are comfortable with. But here you cannot. Then you will die. So you are comfortable with material mind, whatever it is saying, associated. But in chanting, you can't do that. Therefore, chanting Hare Krishna very, very carefully. That inner push has to come from me, not mechanical chanting. That you should feel. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. So Harinama Amrita, Namacharya says you are allowed to close your eyes, you are allowed to close your ears, you can shut down everything. You have to shut down the material existence. So that is the most important starting point. Yeah, that's the most important. I don't know whether I answered your question, but I have even forgotten your question. What was the question for which I gave this answer?
Brahmabhuta prasannatmana shochati ne kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. So after reaching Brahmabhuta platform, one gets parabhakti.
Then what are we doing now?
Yeah.
So what are we doing is in the modes of nature if you don't pay attention to chanting. That's one of the offenses. I think that it's, after the 10 offenses, it's also inattentive. It's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. That attention is not a simple thing, but Krishna will teach you in the heart. Prabhupada will teach you in the heart if you properly understand Prabhupada. Don't think that it is whatever this nonsense is going on and then Prabhupada will come and help you. No. Oops. Every class I have to say something like that. You have to know what is spiritual life. The following, you have to be very clear how to understand the Bhagavat knowledge in progress. Any other questions? Otherwise we'll stop. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much, very wonderful class. I have one doubt, I just want to clarify if you kindly help. Is Brahmabhuta stage or Nirvana stage are the same or different?
What is Brahmabhuta?
Stage, Brahmabhuta stage or Nirvana stage are the same or different?
Oh, they're different, completely different. But that's why I said the Brahman idea of Advaitis, the Brahman idea of Vaishnavas is different. Brahman, so Brahmeti Paramatma, they are also saying Brahman, they're unauthorized. That is a big lecture. Similarly, the Buddhists have Sunyavad and the Jains have Nirvan. Nirvan means van comes from walk. So Nirvak. So where you are going beyond language. Are you following? There, using language, you cannot speak. At least that much you have to come to. If you are thinking this is white, how you are going to know? So the Buddhist said, just to explain a little bit. The Buddhist said that there are 4 logical categories. Kitna?
4.
Asti, Nasti, right? Asti means existing, non-existence. There was no fan here 1 hour ago. Now there is a fan existing. After 2 hours, there may not be a fan here. So there is existence, there is non-existence. So how to speak about reality? It is not, existence is temporary because it becomes non-existent. Non-existence is also temporary because it becomes existent. Then can we say reality is existence and non-existence? He said no, because you are using temporary categories. Can we say it is neither existence nor non-existence? Then you still don't know. Therefore they said, truth is sunya. Sunya doesn't mean nothing. Sunyata, that's why it's called sunyata. So the Buddhist idea is that reality is neither asti, nasti, neither asti and nasti, neither not asti, not nasti. Then what you will say? So Wittgenstein, who was a Buddhist, most likely in his previous life, said that, whereof you cannot speak, you must remain silent. So if your language is not good for speaking, then you should sleep. So they reject all shastras, everything. Because if you are speaking, it means you are already wrong. Are you following?
Yes, yes.
Of course, how to counter these things, that's a different matter. This is their philosophy. Same thing, the Jains who were before Buddhists said nirvana, beyond speech. And same the Advaitis also say. Then once nirvachaniyam. Then once you go, there is nothing to speak. But devotees, they say there's a lot to speak. Because the Brahman is actually the effulgence of Krishna's body. They don't accept that. So nirvana and all is not, they simply want to dismantle material existence. But they don't have a positive conception of spiritual existence. They're clear?
Yes. Thank you so
Again,
much.
this is all very preliminary, just summary and sort of. New bhaktas, any questions? Any following or not? You have any questions? Very important, you have given your life. Now you have to achieve something. We'll stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.